Welcome to Mimi Stories 256. Please like, subscribe, and comment. A like means support. Let's continue with our next chapter of The Price of Her Belonging. Edith had fought against all odds to make her life better. School was her escape. Though it wasn't the best school, Edith still found joy in learning and excelled, despite the odds stacked against her. Unfortunately, circumstances forced her to leave before graduation, yet her sharp mind and diligent nature remained. She had always been good at what she did, a quality that set her apart. Even in the hardest of times. In her 20s, Edith secured a job at a modest hotel. It wasn't glamorous, but it was a start. She was beautiful, though not in an ostentatious way. Her beauty was simple and understated, a quiet charm that turned heads wherever she went. Guests often remarked on her kind smile and composed demeanor, though Edith herself remained grounded. She wasn't chasing admiration. She was simply doing her best to build the life she'd always dreamed of, piece by piece. Everything seemed to be falling into place until that fateful night. The hotel bustled with activity as a group of wealthy young men arrived, their laughter loud and carefree. Word spread quickly among the staff. It was a bachelor's party, a celebration for one of the men who would be marrying soon. Edith stood behind the reception desk, her hands folded neatly in front of her as she watched the chaos unfold. Each of you is assigned to one of the guests. The manager barked at the female staff, his tone brisk. Do whatever they need, no exceptions. Edith shifted uncomfortably, feeling the weight of his words. She knew her boundaries, and she wasn't about to cross them. But as the night wore on, her unease grew. The men drank heavily, their behavior becoming increasingly unruly. She stuck to her assigned guest, a polite and reserved young man, who seemed uninterested in the rowdy antics of his friends. As the wrap-up time was approaching, Edith moved quietly through the bustling hotel lobby, her apron tied neatly around her waist and her hair pinned back in a modest style. The chatter of wealthy guests echoed around her, the air thick with the smell of expensive cologne and freshly polished wood. She glanced at the clock above the reception desk, almost midnight. She could finally take a breath. Most of the rich young men who had come to their bachelor's party were either passed out drunk in their rooms or had stumbled off to bed. She turned to another staff member, a girl named Mina, who was stacking glasses behind the bar. Well, that was something, Edith said, her voice low with exhaustion. At least it's over now. I don't think I've ever seen so much champagne in one night. Mina chuckled softly, shaking her head. You're telling me. They were so rowdy, but at least they didn't ask for more drinks. I just want to get home and sleep. Edith smiled faintly, nodding in agreement. She reached for her apron strings, ready to call it a night, when the sharp voice of their manager cut through the quiet. Edith! He barked, storming across the room toward her. She stiffened, her hands